Hey, what's happening, lovely people? My name is Chimpy, and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be looking around some pretty awesome game that's called Operation Flashpoint Red River. Now this game's it's sort of been overshadowed by a lot more other things going on in gaming at the moment, such as the Gears of War 3 beta, which I can get onto Monday. Sorry, which I can get onto Monday. Portal 2, which I've completed, which is a pretty damn awesome game. So it just seems like all of the advertisement for this game has just gone completely out the window, and nobody's really taken much notice to it. But for the amount that I've played so far, it's a tight game. It's a good game. The controls are much better from the previous Operation Flashpoint, and it's just a damn solid game as far as I can tell at the moment. I know that the previous Operation Flashpoint never really had a very good multiplayer, but the co-op on it was fun, and whoever played the co-op on it, I've never heard much bad news about it. So anyway, before you go into a mission, as I'm doing here, you get to choose all your class. So you can look at your guns, and I think it's levels. I think as you go up through levels in the game, you go up levels of experience. So that's what you can choose. You can choose different loadouts. But I'm just going to show you the little opening clip it here, and I'll be back in a second.
Man, I fucking love this song.
So who had a ray gun?
No, fucktard. Not Ray Gun. Reagan. Ronald Reagan, 40th President of the United States.
Whatever, dude.
Reagan had to deal with all this same stuff in the 80s. Insurgents trying to overthrow their governments. Back then, the Afghans went crying to the Russians for help.
Facts.
This pisses Reagan off so much, his boys whip up Operation Cyclone and use the CIA to arm and train the Mujahideen. One of these CIA-trained badass Lawrence of Arabia SOBs who kicks the Russians' asses out of Afghanistan ends up being Osama bin Laden.
Oh, snap.
No shit.
True story. So the Mujis kick Russia's red ass across the sand, the entire Russian economy collapses, and goodbye USSR. Now America has no more bad guys to fight.
Oh, go America! It's your birthday!
But in the meantime, Osama and his now well-armed Al-Qaeda brothers start screwing with everybody. Egypt, Algeria, hell, he's blown up half the Middle Eastern governments trying to create a unified Muslim country. But here's the thing, the people don't want it.
Why?
Don't know. Maybe they like their lives how they were. So he deems them all viable targets.
He started blowing up his own fucking people? Man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's why they're called terrorists, douchebag.
So, Bush Sr. becomes President 41. Before we know it, he's balls deep in Kuwait fighting Saddam for the Saudis. This pisses Osama off so much, he starts mouthing off about Saudi Arabia. So the Saudis banish his ass.
Sucks to be you.
Now, the dude's living in a cave in the hills of Afghanistan, and he's like, screw this noise, and calls down a jihad on all Americans. So it's fatwa on America and our allies. What happens next?
9/11?
Oh, shit. Give that man a gold star.
Fuck you, bitch.
The Marines are balls deep in Iraq, Afghanistan, and now this butthole. The war on terror's got a plug to pull on the septic tank of insurgents. This place is the drain stopper.
I heard that.
Every evil bastard that got banished, kicked out, had nowhere else to go, they came here. Anyway, it's the ETIM you really need to be worried about. The ETIMs carried out the suicide bombings along the Zhanjiang border in China's backyard. And they don't like anyone pissing in their cornflakes. So China caught some of their leaders and executed them publicly via firing squad.
ETIM swears retaliation.
And so they killed those Chinese athletes last year at the Olympics.
So what do you think, Sergeant Kirby? You've seen the most action out of all of us. Back at Pendleton in what, 2 weeks?
The insurgents are well trained and they've been fighting the PLA for a lot of years. So this is not going to be easy. There's no routes into the countryside to dig these cowards out of there other than the ones we're going to be blazing. I will say this. We're gonna see some motivating grade A hardcore action. Every Marine to give his left nut for. Devil! Hoorah!
I think that was a pretty cool opening cutscene for a game. But you can't tell a whole game by the opening cutscene, so let's dive into a little bit of the gameplay. Now, the opening scene for this is the staff sergeant explaining that you are replacing the 4 of his team which were killed in combat previously. So I don't think he likes us very much for a start, especially since we're new recruits, kind of. So he obviously doesn't like us very much, but the first thing he takes us to do is go and shoot our weapons, which I didn't speed this part up or anything like that, because I wanted you guys to have a look around the camp, sort of have an introduction as to the sort of scenery that we're in. So it's quite a dusty place, but there seems to be quite a bit of mountains around and things like that. They seem to have done quite well graphically with the game, and you can sort of tell that from the last Operation Flashpoint. The character models look much better, the movement's much smoother, and I remember in the first Operation Flashpoint, people's legs didn't really touch the ground very well, but it was a very fun game overall. So I'm kind of hoping, even though I haven't played much past the first level in this, you know, it keeps it as tight and smooth as possible. And now my mistake here was that I looked at the thing on the ground and thought that this is where I had to shoot. So so it didn't make the staff sergeant very happy. He was like, "Are you fucking shitting me?" Which I quite liked. Anyway, so I started shooting these things, completely ignoring all the stuff at the bottom of the screen, which is actually telling me what to do. It wants me to go in prone and all sorts. So it takes me a while to have a look at that. I just wanted to shoot my weapon, really. So one thing I've noticed is that the controls are really tight, and it doesn't have any weapon sway with it. If you have played games like Battlefield Bad Company, it has a bit of weapon sway, so when you turn, your weapon sways a little bit, of course. But in this, it doesn't. It's more of a real stiff weapon like you would have in Call of Duty. However, turning up the sensitivity doesn't actually make much difference, because I think they've tried to keep the controls so tight that they won't let you go up to a very high sensitivity, because they don't want that weapon sway. But anyway, at this point in the game, we start getting mortared by the Tajikistan people, which pisses the Americans off big time, apparently. So the first thing that they tell us to do is to respond by getting in the Jeeps, or the Humvees, sorry. And so I speed this a little bit up just because I need to change my controller settings, and I need to get into the Humvees. Now, one thing that I do while we're in the Humvees is speed it up big time, of course, just because it's not very interesting and we need to get to some action within the game, really. But the first thing that I do notice is that the game is actually pretty damn beautiful. I'm going to slow it down in a little minute just so we can have a little bit of a look around without it being all blurry because of the fast forward. Anyway, so let's have a bit of a look around.
You will become locked on, laser-guided, death-dealing killers, samurai motherfucking warriors.
I think that looks good. Look at that.
That's our intel group for those of y'all who didn't pay attention to the pre-brief. It's been monitoring insurgency chatter. Bitches have been moving over the border for the last month, using the Red River for navigation. Yeah, they're making a home for themselves all over the countryside.
Anyway, so what we're moving towards now is actually a village where they're suspected of firing the mortars from. So we're going to kick some damn ass, hopefully. So one thing that I have noticed in this is that there's different squads of people, and they move through the village. So our squad, I think we're A squad, which is the letter A, not A squad. There's B squad and there's C squad, and we really act as a team throughout the whole level, as far as I can tell. So C will go down the right, for example, B will go down the middle, and A, which is the team that I'm in, will go down the left. And you really got to listen to the orders that the staff sergeants give you, which is why I didn't really do a live commentary for it, because I was a bit worried that it was going to be quite difficult for me to follow orders. And this is, of course, a military simulator, so it's not as much a shoot 'em up as a Call of Duty would be, or maybe even a Battlefield Bad Company would be. Maybe Battlefield 3 will be very much a military simulator, but it's hard for me to comment because I don't know. Don't give me any hate in the comments for not knowing about Battlefield 3 that much, by the way. So anyway, so I spot this guy out here, take him out, start taking him out, shoot him down. There's one moving across, which I take him down as well. One thing I have noticed is that it's very responsive to when you shoot. So in the first Operation Flashpoint, it actually has some strange hit recognition. Now in this game, it seems to be much tighter and much more accurate, and it seems to be a much bigger improvement from the last Operation Flashpoint. So I've taken out 3 guys, and we're moving up through the village, just following the orders and following the little location points. Get sort of ambushed from the side. Can't really see what's happening there, but I get shot a couple of times, and my leg needs doing up. As you can see in the bottom right, there's it says that my leg's not very good. I think when you heal yourself, you may need to go around a couple of times to actually heal yourself. I'm not too sure. I haven't played through much of it, but that seemed to heal me. And I don't know whether it was a glitch that I had to go around twice, or just because I got shot twice. Who knows? But anyway, the next order is that we have to move up through the village, and that's really where I'm going to get up to now. So if you want any more Operation Flashpoint Red River, leave me a comment and say we want more of this, because that'll be awesome. If you've played the game and you have a thought about it, then why don't you drop me a comment, and that would be really cool as well. And tell me what you think about the game, if you're enjoying it. Now this video took a little bit more time to make than normal videos that I do, so why don't you leave me a little like as well, you know, the little thumbs up button, and that'd be really awesome. So thanks very much for watching. My name's Chimpy, and you guys are lovely. Thanks for watching so much. I'll catch you soon. See you later, guys.